Good morning on what is a grey, overcast and slightly damp day. It is Monday the 25th of July and I have a nice hot cup of tea. And a parcel to unbox. So I actually really have no idea what's in here. So, tearing this open. Just trying to get the paper off. I have a copy of the Linen Tapestry. This is, I'm just trying to work out who it's from. So I've actually been, curiously, this is a review copy. I've actually been sent the post to send it back, which is a little odd for a review copy. There we go. But anyway, so this is a fantastic looking book. So the Great Cycle, the Linen Tapestry. There we go. The Great Cycle. All patterns pass through the three realms of the Great Cycle. Conceived as an idea in other world, born only to die in the mundane, to fade from all memory in the Shadowlands, all except the awakened and their dreams. The awakened. They first appeared in the Age of Gods. The dreams of the ancients were the first civilizations and the earliest technological advancements. By the Age of Heroes, the ancients had left the world. Dreams of godhood brought conflict to the world, but the victors found themselves facing the wrath of the mysteries. Now in the Age of Emperors, the Blue Bloods are forced to rule anonymously. They maintain the status quo to protect their dreams. Enter the Red Hounds, the newly awakened, who must tear down the status quo to turn their dream into reality, or join the Greyskins in their descent into oblivion. The Linen Tapestry. Set in the 1400s, the Linen Tapestry is a role-playing game about the eternal struggle between the old and the new. Players create Red Hounds who can experience the elemental dominions of Otherworld, delve into the decaying history of the Shadowlands, and negotiate the perils of magic within the mundane. How will the Linen Tapestry depict your deeds? Will you become legend or be forgotten? Sounds quite enticing. Looking for the name of the publisher, in fact, it says TGC. So let's have a look. By John Wilson, Great Cycle Publishing is the publisher. So let's looking for something for just the frontispiece there. Have a contents page before we get onto the book itself, and it's quite text heavy upon my first viewing. This is going to take no little reading. But we've got basically delve very quickly into the first cycle, and we have a map of the world as depicted in the Great Tapestry. Quite sort of vaguely ethereal artwork there. Again, nothing that really kind of grabs me at the moment. I mean, I'm just paging through it. And sometimes, it's very, as I said, this is very text heavy. Broken up by a bit of artwork here and there. And we've got more maps of the world, potentially a cosmos there. So some of it better than others. As you can see, it looks to be very much a labour of love. So that's the okay. We're still going to the Shadowlands, and we have a depiction of the planes of memory there. Not many of these maps are necessarily illustrated. upside down. Who knows? We have we're now onto the section on the Awakened. So quite a bit of background here to go through before I really start kind of getting on to how the game is played. So a lot of text, a lot of information here, some interesting artwork, but it's quite a lot to get into, I would imagine. So that's quite interesting. So yeah, sometimes you do these unboxings and you're kind of going, oh, I mean, you know, I think this is a huge, as I say, a huge labour of love here. It's going to be something sort of like to dig into. We get here into the Age of Heroes. And it's clear, obviously, that it's a labour of love. You know, the author has really kind of created a great mythology for the player characters to explore. And sometimes that's no bad thing, but sometimes that can suffer from sort of like an impenetrability. And finally, this is what I'm trying to think is. Do we have any? Okay, I'm looking for page numbers. I don't see any page. Oh, hold on, there are page numbers. So just got to. So that's page 107, where you finally get to talk about character. So that's quite a lot of background to go through. So talking about mundane creation. Here we've got a section on magical character creation, because that's different. We've got, so we've just looked through, I'm just looking through sort of like there's a table of equipment. Basic melee weapons, and then this is ranged melee weapons. So this is beginning to the point where you kind of get into sort of like, you know, the actual mechanics of the role-playing game. More of these maps, and then. And here we've got an exploration of the actual traits, things like strength, personality, honour, spirit pool, and so on. And then you're looking at society and basically how that is built into your character. And then with quite a detailed combat system, even with a combat maneuver layout, and that's displayed over here. So just sort of like, so what we've got there is you know, various maneuvers, so block, double block, sentinel block, improved block, counter block, chord block, and so on. And then for Mighty Kick we have kickboxing professional, Mighty Kick trip, kick mastery, boxing professional, sort of detailed sort of like character progression in terms of, you know, from moving from one trait to another. And then they do the same for all of the grappling maneuvers. Okay, and then standard melee maneuvers you have there. Then, you know, parry, quick draw, charge, brace, so on. and then we have different styles of combat, hacking style and slashing style. So there's the hacking style, and then the slashing style. Wow, and piercing style as well, and then all the attacks, your melee weapon, your missile weapons. Just the same thing, and even then, so not just missile weapons, throwing weapons as well. At this point, I think I need a bit more of my cup of tea. Yeah. So we've got what else we've got in here. So that covers warfare. Then we get on to magic. And scions and soul caches and wow. And then more of these strange maps, and we're on to skills. And let's have a look, see what the basic system is. And it looks to be like a dice pool system. And then essentially you're rolling basically. It looks like you're adding all the totals together, and then 10s explode, and it's basically a stat pool. There are actually stat pools. So quite a list of skills as well. There's no one single list of skills that I can see. They're just listed sort of like section by section. So athletics, empathy, perception, stealth, and so on, survival. To professional skills, whether knavery or medicine. I like the fact there's a knavery skill. And now, after all those traits and so on, here are the rules for combat. Here are the rules for combat. So you've got all these basically advice sections. So here at the end we have a guide to the basic system, and then we have keeping a track, initiative, and dice pools. This is quite long, even sort of like lengthy guides to running the game and keeping track, defense. The whole page, sort of like just devoted to how to keep track of sort of like the defense in combat. It's quite lengthy summary of the game. Okay, a guide to the physical combat system. And then social combat section. Not quite, well, yeah, just as big. And then we hit finally more of these maps, and then we have the magic section. Okay, which includes pattern bending. And then we have more of these sort of like flow diagrams, sort of like for your progression, and so on, depending upon your magical abilities. So there's the identify, and then detect elements, and these are all amongst the sort of like the various appears to be spell lists. So yeah, it's quite a lengthy section on magic as well. I'm just going to flip through here and then also so we've got this, then we've got basically sorry, just through. That's where magic starts, and then you've got this section here to sort of explain how it works and sort of spell list, and then you actually get onto spell casting a bit further on. And then we have classifications for different types of spells, so whether that's comprehension or transmutation and conjuration. And then rituals, and just more of these sort of general spell or ritual descriptions of these past progression, and then more of the character, basically discussing what your avatar is in the setting, which is the manifestation of the awakened soul during the Great Cycle. So, yeah. More and more of this, so much of it is, that's page 319 so far, just a lot to leaf through. And now we come to the section for the narrator. So this is just more of more guidelines, whether handling rituals and illness and size in combat. Surely not. Should that be in this combat section? Size and combat maneuvers. Area attacks. Death of the soul. And the unclean and the incorporeal, force majeure. Paragons of the chosen and the blue bloods. The anatomy of make-believe. Yeah, the weakness of fear and the dreaming sky. It's quite a lot to get into, I think, here. There is, it comes back to the labour of love upon the part of the author. Really has sort of like sat down and decided, make a world and develop sort of like a setting for him and his friends to role playing in. This is, there's no denying the commitment to the end product. Yeah, that is the Great Cycle, the Linen Tapestry, which is published by, let's see again, the Great Cycle Publishing. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing of the Nook. If you have, then please click on the like button down below. And of course, if you want any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings of the Nook, where you see me out here with a parcel then and a book or a game which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, or of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back again soon with another unboxing. tomorrow. Alright, bye for now.